So which makes our code as what? Type safe code. So we have multiple overloaded forms of getBean method. So earlier we have used getBean method without generics, okay, which makes us to go for typecasting. So typecasting means what? Code may throw class cast exception. That means code is not type safe. So we have another signature, boss. Public TT, get bean, string bean ID, class TT. So what class you pass here, the same thing will become return type. So since what we pass, same thing will be taken as return type, there is no need of doing any explicit typecasting. So that code never throws class cast exception. We can say our code has become what? Type safe code. We can say our code has become type safe code. So later we discussed about design patterns, guys. So they are purely related to coding part of the project development, no way related to designing. Okay. So, so as a programmer only you should think about pattern means repeated things, boss. Pattern means the one that is repeating, that is called a pattern. Exam pattern. Got it now? The one exam pattern. Next color pattern. Virus pattern, printing pattern. Come on, we use the word pattern. Pattern means the one that is repeating is called as what? Pattern, date pattern, time pattern. Values may change, but format will be same, guys. So that is called pattern. So design patterns are set of rules that are given as best solution for recurring problems of application development. Design patterns are best practices to develop software applications effectively. Only best solutions are called design patterns, and the worst solutions is called anti-pattern. So design patterns are not specific to one language, guys. They can be implemented in any object-oriented programming language. Okay, let me tell a small story, guys. In 1970, there's a person called Christopher Alexander. He is a civil engineer, guys. He has released one book having all best practices related to civil engineering industry. That book was very popular, guys, and it has inspired many other industries also. I think around 1990s or in the early 2000, four people. What those four people, guys? Eric Gama, Richard Helm, Ralph Johnson, John Wisdels. All these four people inspired from that book given by Christopher Alexander. Arey, why cannot we do same thing in what? Uh, Software industry. By that time, procedure-oriented programming languages are outdated and people already moved to object-oriented programming languages. In that process, initially, these gang of four people identified 100 problems and they have given 100 solutions. Initially, gang of four has given 100 design patterns solving 100 problems. But they are purely specific to standalone application development. They are no way related to layered application development. Okay. But so many people started commenting, are two, three patterns looking very similar. So at the end, they cut short those 100 patterns into what? 23 pattern. And still today, those patterns will be considered as standard patterns in the software industry towards addressing the problems of what? Object-oriented programming, boss. Towards solving the problems of object-oriented programming. Right, boss? Next we got, by seeing those Ganga 4 patterns, guys. Okay. Sun Microsystems started thinking, Array, Java means not only standalone application, Java means more of what? Layered application. Entire J2WE and frameworks are given for developing layered application. Layers means partitions in the project. Okay, each layer talks with another layer. Come on, guys. Like presentation layer, persistence layer, service layer, controller layer, so many layers will be there. So while developing this layered application and while making one layer interacting with another layer, again problems will be raised. Again problems will be there. Addressing those problems, JWE patterns are given. What patterns are given, boss? JWE patterns are given. This must be implemented in Java J2W environment. So you cannot use any your choice OOP language, because these are purely Java related patterns, guys. And DAO, front controller, service locator, all this comes under JWE patterns. Then we discussed the difference between architecture and pattern, guys. Architecture is complete flow, complete components that are required to develop the project. It talks about how to use various components together to complete the project, to complete the end-to-end application development. In that process, to address various problems of various layers, design patterns will be utilized. Best example, MVC is an architecture, guys, where model is one layer, view is one layer, controller is one layer. And in each layer, so many logics we develop. And while writing these logic, problems will be there. To address these problems, design patterns will be utilized. Suppose in model layer, we will try to take a DAO pattern, service locator pattern. In view layer, we will try to take composite view, view helper patterns. In controller layer, we will try to take front controller pattern. Like this, we will try to take multiple patterns, guys. It's something like this. Manufacturing whole vehicle is like architecture. Bus vehicle, jeep, car vehicle is architecture, right? But while attaching tires to vehicle, while keeping steering to vehicle, while preparing gearbox for vehicle, there will be some good practices. And those good practices are called as what? Design patterns. Then we started understanding factory design pattern, guys. I think my people have kept a message of 7:30. Yeah? Oh, actually, I said I'll take class bit lately, 7:15. But they have written 7:30. Yeah? No problem. I hope, I think another 2-3 minutes only there. Everyone will join. Fine. Factory design pattern, guys. Yeah, this is Ganga 4 pattern, guys, as usually. GOF pattern. Ganga 4 pattern that creates object for one of the several related classes based on the data we are providing. In that process, it provides abstraction on object creation process. This object gives this pattern gives object whenever you ask it, but it never makes you to bother about how it is creating the object. Sometimes object has to be created using new operator and zero param. Sometimes new operator in 2 param constructor or 1 param constructor. Sometimes by using new instance method. Sometimes by using static method. Sometimes by using non-static method. You ask object, that pattern will take care of creating and giving object. What process it is using, how it is creating main object, how it is creating dependent object, what process it is using to create those objects. It is least bothered. It is least bothered, guys. Okay, you are least bothered because it will take care of that abstraction. Best example, go to car factory, ask for car. Car is delivered, but you are never exposed Your car manufacturing process never exposed it to you. Go to biscuit factory, gives biscuit, but you never know recipe of the biscuit creation. All JDBC objects are implementing what? Factory design pattern. For example, you take driver manager dot get connection. You will get connection object pointing to Oracle based on the URL that is passed. Driver manager dot get connection. If you pass MySQL URL, you will get connection object pointing to MySQL. If you pass PostgreSQL URL, you will get connection object pointing to MySQL. Are you bothered about how it is creating connection object? What are the dependent object it is creating before creating connection object? How those dependent objects are used in the creation of what? Connection object. Are you bothered about that? You asked connection object, it has delivered connection object. Forget about this one. Statement st is equal to, okay, statement st is equal to con dot create statement. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. Yeah. I started class bit early, rather given time. Okay. So I just revised the subject. The people who joined just now, don't worry. The people who just joined, don't worry. I'm just revising the subject, nothing else. Now actual subjects will start now. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection factory pattern. So in our factory dot get bean method, it is also indirectly factory pattern. Right. Next. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. There also factory pattern is involved. Okay, boss. April 6th, guys. It is factory pattern. Once that is over, I would like to go for strategy pattern. Strategy pattern. Okay. Now listen. Factory pattern rate. Factory pattern creates and returns one of the several related classes object based on the based on the data that is provided. Okay. In this process, it provides abstraction on the object creation process. It provides abstraction on the object creation process, guys. Okay, now the question is, okay, guys, every factory pattern internally uses one static or non-static factory method. Static or non-static factory method having logic to create and return one of the several related class objects. One of the several related class object. This is very, very important, boss. Factory pattern internally maintains static or non-static factory method. For example, you look at this, guys. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. URL, username, password. URL, username, and password. I hope you are understanding my statement, boss. Yeah, it's a static. Basically, it's a static method, na, boss. Basically, it's a static method or not. It is not. It's just a static method, or it is static factory method. What do you mean by factory method, guys? What do you mean by factory method? The method that is capable of creating and returning object. Maybe same class object or different class object, but that is called factory method. Getting my point? Okay. This is static factory method. Okay, you take this example. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. Look at this. Here also factory pattern is there. But what is the method we are calling? Non-static factory method. Come on. Non-static factory method. Non-static factory method. You take this one. Wish message generator. WMG. Factory dot get bean. WMG comma. Wish message generator dot class. Wish message generator dot class. Yes, what is this? Non-static factory method. Non-static factory method. And interesting part is all these are again implementing factory patterns. All these are representing what? Factory pattern. Everyone getting my point? Yes, boss. Factory method returns. Factory method creates and returns. Okay. Object. Maybe same class object, related class object, maybe same class object or related class object, or okay, related class object or different class object. Different class object. Different means unrelated class object. Unrelated class object. Please focus. Please focus. Okay. Next, factory pattern. Factory pattern creates and returns one of the several related classes object. One of the several related class object based on the data we are providing. based on the data we are providing. Listen carefully, both are different. Factory pattern compulsory should return one of the several related class objects based on the data we are providing. But when it comes to factory method, such a restriction is not there. Factory method can return its own class object or some related class object or different class object. Different class object. Now focus. Don't lose your concentration. Class C is equal to class dot for name java dot util dot date. Come on, java dot util dot date. Tell me what it is going was. It always returns object of java dot lang dot class. Static factory method returning its own class object. Here only the static factory method, no factory pattern is involved. Here no factory pattern is involved. Are you understanding, Mohit? Just static factory method. Just static factory method. Come on. No factory pattern is involved. This is one place lot of people confuse. No factory pattern is involved. It is today we should get clarity on factory pattern and factory method. Okay, boss. Next, calendar. Cal is equal to calendar dot get in a stance. Tell me, guys, calendar, cal is equal to calendar dot get in a stance. Tell me, it is just a static factory method. Just static factory method. Why? Get in a stance method forever returns a Gregorian calendar class object. Do you think the time to time object is changing? Time to time class for object for class name of the object is changing now, boss. I hope you are understanding my point. Okay. So static factory method only. Static factory method only. No factory pattern. No factory pattern. Okay. Listen, guys. Calendar dot get instance is a static method. Okay. Returns what? Creates and returns what? Gregorian calendar class object. But I am referring Gregorian calendar class object by using calendar class reference variable. Why? Because super class reference variable can refer subclass object. But listen, every time it is returning same Gregorian calendar class object. Do you think it is changing its object time to time? Do you really think it changing its object time to time based on the data we are passing? Is there any provision to pass the data here? Is there any provision to pass the data here? No. I hope you are understanding. These are not factory pattern. These are just static factory methods. These are just static factory methods. Please concentrate. Java.lang.calendar, which is an abstract class. Java.util.Gregorian calendar, which is a concrete class. Right, boss. Always return same class object. Always return same class object. Always return same class object. So, no factory pattern here. No factory pattern here. Okay, guys. Now listen. Every factory pattern uses either static or non-static factory method. Mostly static. Okay, but we cannot say every static or non-static factory method as factory pattern. Static or non-static factory method as factory pattern. I hope you are understanding my statement, boss. Manali, it's not about data. Again, people are mistaking. Here I am passing data. Come on, did I call it as a factory pattern? It's not about data. Based on the data we pass, it has to create and return one of the several related class objects. Praneeth, constructor is constructor, Babu. How can you call it as a method? You asked me first time, I ignored. At least that time you should realize in the constructor is constructor. How does it is called method? First of all, tell me that. Fine. Okay. Now let me ask one small question. Okay. Sindhu, based on the signatures only, we can say whether it is a static factory method or non-static factory method. If you are calling on the class name without creating object, static. If you are not calling on the class name, if you are calling on the object, non-static. Common sense, boss. Come on. String s is equal to string dot value of 10. Tell me, boss. String dot value of 10. It is static factory method or factory pattern? Come on. It is static factory method. It is static factory method or factory pattern. Array, this method forever returns string class object. Is there any other option? Okay. Tell me, what is this? Static factory method, not factory pattern. After today class, I don't want to see my student confusing about factory method and factory pattern. Clear, guys? Okay, boss. Next, string s is equal to hello. String s is equal to hello. String s2 is equal to s1 dot concate of 1, 2, 3. Tell me, guys. S2 is equal to S1 dot concate of 1, 2, 3. Tell me, boss, what is this? Non-static factory method. Not factory pattern. Non-static factory method, but it is not factory pattern. Are you understanding my point? Why, sir? I'll always give string class object. Always give string class object. Sir, driver manager dot get connection is also static method, na? Static factory method, because it is also giving object. But how can you say it's a factory pattern? Listen, if URL is Oracle URL, you will get connection object pointing to Oracle. So that connection object is the connection object class is Oracle supplied class. If I give MySQL URL, you will get connection object pointing to MySQL. That connection object class is MySQL supplied class. Based on the URL you pass, class name of the connection object is changing, boss. For example, you take this one. If connection object is created for Oracle, create statement method creates and returns statement object for what? Oracle. So class name for statement object is given by Oracle. Suppose if this connection object is created for MySQL, you will get statement object. But that statement object class name will be given by whom? MySQL. Are you understanding my point? The same thing here. Based on the bean ID we are passing, object is changing or not? Based on the bean ID you are passing here, object is changing. If you pass DT, it will give date class object. If you pass PER, it will give person class object. Always returning same object, returning object based on the data that we pass. Always returning same class object or based on the data we pass, time to time object is changing. Class name is changing and object also changing. What do you say, guys? String builder SB is equal to new string builder of hello SB dot append. SB dot append. Come on. SB dot append. Okay, why to go for append? We'll go for it. String S1 is equal to SB dot substring of 0, 3. First of all, tell me what it gives. 0, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 will not be given. So it will just give hell. It will just give hell. Substring a small letter. Now tell me here. What is this, guys? What is this? Non-static factory method. Non-static factory method, but not a factory pattern. Not a factory pattern. Why, boss? Are forever written string class object, ra babu. Forever written string class object. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. So conclusion. Conclusion. Factory pattern. Okay. Return. Creates and returns one of the several related classes. One of these several related class object based on the data we pass. Data we pass. Factory method returns, creates and returns. Okay, creates and returns any object. Any object. Okay, any object. Any object. Moreover, it returns same object, same class object always. Same class object always. Okay, boss. Ritesh Dangi, static, it will be called on the class name. Non-static, it will be called on the reference variable. Ritesh, I think you should sit in core Java, my dear. If you are in a psychological feeling, you completed core Java, first come out of that. Please sit in core Java. Sorry to say, directly on your faces, guys. If you cannot identify what is static, what is non-static, please complete core Java, then think about Spring course. I should not hurt you like this, but I have to say on your face. Guys, what's happening? You are learning Spring and you are asking me how to identify static method and non-static method. Where we are going? Come on, guys. Don't do time pass in core Java. Start learning core Java seriously. If If a method is called on class name, static method. If method is called on reference variable, which is nothing but object name, right? Which is nothing but object name. Then it will become what? Non-static. One is static, another one is what? Non-static. Instance methods are also called as what? Non-static methods. Right. Now listen. Sir, fine. How do you keep how do you keep classes as related classes? That's a question that eats our brain. How do you keep all your classes as what? Related classes? Because factory pattern has to return one of the related class object. First of all, tell me, how do you keep your classes as related classes? I have 4 or 5 classes. How do you make them as related classes? Tell me. Array, 4 or 5 members are there. How can you say these are same family members? Are related members? How do you say these are related members, related people? Array, either they will be having, they belongs to same family. They belongs to same family, like same surname. Come on, same blood or same house or same colony. Come on. So then only we call them as what? Related people. Related people. Okay. Similarly, to make bunch of classes as related classes, either those classes should implement same interface, common interface, okay, or those classes, okay, should extend from same superclass, which may be concrete or which may be abstract. That I don't mind. Which may be concrete class, which may be abstract class. Achha, someone is trying to show their talent. Sir, if they belongs to same package related classes, no. Same package, we cannot say related classes. They are just grouped, that's it. Tell me, java.lang is having 1,000 classes. Do you think all are related classes? Can you say? Array, forget about it. String builder, string buffer. All are there in the java.lang package. They are related classes. They are related classes. Can you say that? Super boss. Now listen carefully. To make set of classes as the related classes, we should make those classes implementing either same interface or extending from same superclass, extending from same class, either concrete or abstract, either extending from same class Okay, guys. So now you observe, person is there. Here is customer. Here is what? Student. So can I call customer and student are related classes, guys? Can I call customer and student as related classes? Customer comma student as the related classes. Okay. Can I take the privilege of scolding you people once in a while? Or I should not? Can I take the privilege of scolding you people once in a while? I know some 1-2 working people are there, but not 1-2 bunch of working people are there. Fine. Still, don't take it very personally, but I will take the privilege of scolding once in a while. Fine. Don't take it very personally. Just listen and try to think why I got given those scolding and correct yourself. Fine. Here is my car, guys. Here is my car. Tell me here. Swift is one car. Next. Bilino. Bilino is another one. So can I say Swift and Baleno are the related cars, guys? Swift and Baleno are the related classes. Related classes. Here, let us assume both are implementing here. Implement. Because I'm trying to take car as interface. Okay, guys. Here is the class. Maybe abstract class also you can take. Yes, if you want, you can make it more interesting, guys. Suzuki car I will take because both belongs to Suzuki car. Because both belongs to what? Same Maruti brand, na? That's why. Suzuki car I will try to take. C for class. Student what? Class here. Here also class here. Here also class. Okay, boss. Yes. Now listen. No, I'm just talking about how to make classes as related classes, either by having common superclass or by having common implementing interface. So shall we go for implementation of one user-defined factory pattern? Whatever we observed here, all these are predefined one. Now I want to take user-defined factory pattern. But before that, let me say one thing. In the market, 100 databases are there, let us assume. To talk with 100 databases, 100 JDBC drivers are there, let us assume. Okay, 100 URLs we can pass by calling this method. It returns 100 connection objects. Okay, tell me, every time connection object class name is same or different? Every time connection object class name is same or different? Different. But what is the commonality for all the connection object class names, guys? Every time connection object class name is what? Different or same? Different. But what is the common thing that all connection object class names are having? All those classes are implementing common java.sql.connection interface. Common java.sql.connection interface. So that, can I say all the classes of connections, all the classes of connection objects are belonging to same family or not? Belonging to, can we say they are related classes or not? Same family classes are related classes. Same thing, boss. Okay, in the market, how many JDBC drivers are there? 100 are there. Okay, how many statement object classes are there? 100 are there. Are they a related one or non-related one? They are definitely related one. Implementing what? Common statement interface. Common statement interface. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, boss. All the classes of JDBC connection objects, okay, will will be there as related classes implementing the common java.sql.connection interface. Connection interface. All the classes of JDBC statement objects, JDBC statement objects will be there as related classes implementing the common java.sql.statement interface. Now the question that rises in your brain is why they should have a common interface or common superclass? Why we should take them as what? Why we should take them as what? Related classes. Array, when factory returns one of the several related class object based on the data we pass, we can refer that object by using common superclass reference variable or common interface reference variable or not. See guys, see guys. If I pass Oracle URL, I am getting connection object created for Oracle's applied class. But am I referring with that real class name or common connection interface reference variable? I am referring with real class name or common connection interface reference variable. Ah, I want to enjoy that facility. Okay, boss. When factory pattern returns, when factory pattern creates and returns one of the several related class object, several related class object, we can object based on the data we pass, we can refer, come on guys, we can refer that object, we can refer that object, okay, by using by either using common superclass or common interface reference variable, okay, variable without exposing the real class name, loose coupling. Don't worry, when I write the code you will get the idea. Loose coupling without exposing real class name, loose coupling. See guys, see this, person P1 is equal to get person of, okay, get person of CUST. See boss, what's happening here? Get person of CUST is giving customer object, but I am referring with person only, na? Am I exposing any customer class name anywhere here? Am I exposing any customer class name here? Only for example, I'll give complete line later. Complete line later. Person P2 is equal to get person of, okay, get person of EMP. Basically, This will give me employee class object, but am I exposing employee anywhere here? Anywhere here? Are you enjoying my point there or not? Okay. Now you only observe here. You only observe here. If you pass Oracle URL, I am going to get connection object for Oracle supplied class. T4C connection. T4C connection. Are you exposing that class name there? No, you are referring with the common connection interface reference variable. If you pass MySQL URL, you will get connection object for class given by MySQL people. Okay, that is some XYZ connection. But are you exposing that class name here? No. Okay, it's because they are having what? Common interface or common superclass. I can refer that received object given by factory by using common interface or common superclass reference variable or not. Common interface or common superclass reference variable or not. Okay, boss. Now let me give my example application, boss. Let me give my example application. Okay, let's get into this one. 714. I hope you got a clarity on what? Factory method and factory pattern. Can you call every factory pattern needs factory method? Can I give this statement? Every factory pattern needs factory method? Yes. But can we say every factory method is a factory pattern? Every factory method is a factory pattern, guys. You don't mean toString method is also factory method. Sure, sir. Array toString is returning string class object. Array it is having capability to create and return object. Are you ready to say toString is a factory pattern? Concat method also creating and returning object. Are you ready to say concat method is a factory pattern? No, na boss. Right. Okay, let it be. Project, guys. Array println method return type is void ra babu. When method return type is void, you cannot call it as a factory method. Come on, come on. Without knowing println return type, you completing core Java, na? Check yourself. Println method return type is void. Java project, guys. IOC pros 5. IOC pros 5 factory pattern. IOC pros 5 factory pattern. Okay. First, I will give problem code in my style. You know that. If factory pattern is not there. Okay. If factory pattern is not there, what is the story? Yes, boss. Now listen. Listen. I will take a class. My package is com.nt. Some components. Classes are also called component. That's why I'm taking this one as abstract class, guys. I'm taking this one as a abstract class. Okay. Person is my abstract class I have taken. So here I'm taking some common properties, guys. Person will have a common property. What kind of common property? Aadhaar number. In India, Aadhaar number is common property. String name. Okay, these two things I am taking as a common property. Is that clear, my dear? These two things I am taking as a common property. Okay, boss. Now tell me next. I'm taking one abstract method here. Public void. Okay. public wide. What person will do common things, guys? Common activities. Common activities. Eating. Okay. Eating. No, wait. Working. Okay. Public wide. Working. Some common method I have taken. Okay. I have to take this one as an abstract method. Common method I have taken. Right, boss. Talking, working, everything. So now listen, boss. Okay, work. Otherwise, I'll say work. Public abstract wide work. Some method is there, work. Yes, boss. Now let's take this, boss. Class. Class employee. Class employee. Now listen. What is the super class? It should take care person. Class employee. What is the super class? You should take person. Yes. Now listen carefully, boss. Private string designation. Okay. Private string designation. Now listen carefully. Next, private string float salary. Private float salary. Okay. I'm also taking one more class here. As it no, leave it. I'm just taking this one. Okay. Sys out. Employee is working on clerical, okay, software development, working on software development, something guys, leave it, something. Okay, now listen carefully. I'm taking one more person, boss. Okay, student. One more person, student. Extends from whom, guys? Extends from whom? Person. Yes, student will have what, guys? Student will have what? Definitely some extra, some student specific properties. What are those student specific properties? First, private. Common na boss. Roll number, fine. Aadhaar. Okay, private int. Roll number. Okay, let it be. Private string course. So right now I'm just taking those properties. Sys trace. Student is studying. Student is studying BTech. BTech CS. Something I have taken, boss. Something I have taken. But to make this example more is to make more interesting to enjoy the need of abstraction, I will take common dependent class for both the classes, both employee and student. What is the common dependent for both, guys? What is the common dependent both? Are dependent I want to take. Food I want to take it as a common dependent. What is that, guys? Food. Are both needs food na, boss? Public class food. Food is required for both people, right? Okay. So now right now I'm not taking different varieties of food intentionally because I want to make this one simple. Two string method I have taken. Okay. Return. Return. Okay. Taking food for energy. Something. Yes, if you want, I can take Food as the common super class, having Indian food or Chinese food, American food, like this I can take. But to make example as a simple example, I'm taking food. Taking food for energy, something I have done. Okay, now listen carefully. Person needs what, guys? Food. Person needs food. Not here, not here. Go to employee class. Private food. Private food. Come on. Next, I'm taking one param constructor in the employee class. Okay. Food. So that means without giving food supply, okay, you cannot create object of what? Employee class. Are you understanding my statement, boss? This dot food is equal to food. This dot food is equal to food. Has a property. Has a property. Has a property comes under composition or not? Yes, boss. Sys out. Sys trace. Employee colon. One param constructor. Employee colon one param constructor. Next, student dot Java. Private food. Private food. Here is my student. Yes. Food. This dot food is equal to food. This dot food is equal to food. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Here also I will say sys out. Sys trace. Student colon. Okay, guys. Student colon one param constructor. One param constructor. Super, boss. Okay, to give the feeling, I'm taking one constructor here. So I'm just taking food as the dependent, boss. To feel the problem more clearly, okay, to understand the solution more neatly, boss. I'm not just taking main class, I'm trying to take dependent classes also for main classes. Zero param constructor. Yes, I can make it more complex also, but right now my concept, I want to deliver the concept, right? And only for display purpose, no other reason. Two string method I am taking to make my display part easy, nothing else. To make my display part easy, nothing else, no other reason. Okay, listen carefully. Why I will tell, you will know now. Go to employee class. Employee is working on software development. Okay. Taking. Are food is there na? Food. Whenever you pass object like this, internally toString method will be called automatically or not. In SOP, whenever you pass object, toString method will be called automatically. Everyone knows this, right? In SOP, when you pass object, internally it will call toString method automatically. Super, boss. Now tell me here. Here we are taking student and taking food. And taking food. Yes. See, I'm using dependent also. I'm using dependent also. So why I got taken toString method? You got idea, boss? So that I need not to call any method separately in order to get the data. Happily, it will call toString method and that message will come. Yes. Now we are in the problem code, guys. Don't forget that. We are in the problem code, right? So now let me make you people to feel the problem. com.nt.test. com.nt.test, guys. Okay. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. My client application one is software company. My client application is what? Software company. Software company needs employee. So when software company needs employee, he should know how to create employee object, but employee needs what? Food object. You should also know how to create food object. It is a burden for software company or not. You should know how to create the dependent object. You should know how to create the target object and how to use dependent object while creating target object. Not. Okay, boss. Now tell me here. Okay, software company needs employee. Software company needs employee. Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay, then, but now first, can I create object of employee directly? No. First, you should know create dependent object. Okay, dependent class object. Food is equal to new food of. Next, employee EMP is equal to new employee of food. Control plus shift plus O. Right. Then employee dot work. employee dot work. See, guys. So software company should know how to create dependent object, how to create target object, by how while creating target object, how to use dependent object, everything they should know na. It's something like this, boss. The owner of the car, the customer of the car should know how to arrange tires, how to arrange what? Steering, how to arrange seats, and how to assemble all the things to become a car, to make a car. It's a burden for the customer or not? It's a burden for the customer. Maruti Suzuki said that, Array, we don't have factory, boss. Okay, we are giving all the items. You take and assemble. Customer will be happy. Ah. Do you really think customer will be happy, boss? Okay. Listen. One customer ready to do because he's a mechanical engineer. What about civil engineer? What about politicians? What about the people who studied just fifth class? Do you think they can do that work? Do you think they can do that work? People thinks about purchasing car, hating car. People thinks about purchasing car, hating car. Come on. It's an irritating process, right? Okay, boss. This is the client. Software company is one client, boss. Next. File save as. File save as. College. 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 My class name is college. College needs what? Student, right? Create dependent class object. Create target class object. Okay. Software company. Okay. College needs student. College needs student. These are the client application. Food boss. Student ST is equal to New student of food. New student of food. And st.work. Right now, I'm not saying you won't get the output. It won't execute the code. Definitely, it will execute the code. You will get the output. But look at the burden that is there on the client application. That is what I'm trying to say. So my presentation will be like this only. I focus more on problem rather solution. If you understand problem, you will enjoy the solution. That's what I believe. See, guys, now burden on the client fellow boss. You should know how to create food class object. You should know how to create target class object using dependent object. Then you will call the method. Everything is burden them or not. Everything is burden on them or not. Come on, my dears. Okay. Software company needs employee. Create target class object. Okay. Invoke the method. See, I'm not saying you are not getting output. Definitely you are getting output. College, definitely here also you are getting output. But end user is client application developer, user application developer is overburdened. I hope you agree with me, boss. Okay. Right now, what I am giving is problem code. Yes, this is my problem code, guys. So let me give some idea about the problem code. This is problem code, guys. Let me paste this one fastly. Everyone might have received Google Classroom link. Google Classroom link, guys. Not a okay. Contact admin. You will get the Google Classroom link to your email account. Accept the request. Accept the request. Next 3-4 days, I will share in the Facebook only. Parallel to Google Classroom. Okay, parallel to Google Classroom. Both I will do. I cannot give directly. You have to get from admin only. If you check your mail once. If not received, contact admin you will get. So this week I am giving time. Till that time, I will share code both in Google Classroom and Facebook. Don't worry. Okay. Next week onwards, I will share only in the Google Classroom. Yes, guys. Tell me here, what is this person.java? Okay. This is what? Employee.java. This is food.java. Food.java. This is what? Soft college.java. Client application, boss. This is again what, guys? Oh, college came twice. What happened to me? I pasted college twice. Sorry, boss. Software company. Yes, does not take much time, boss. Yes. Software company dot Java client application. Here is what student dot Java. Yes, boss. I think you understood the problem. I hope you felt the problem, guys. Okay. Copy this. Say paste. What is burden? Burden on the client applications. Burden on the client application. Always create dependent class object. Create dependent class object. Create target class object. Having dependent class object. Come on. Okay. Then use target class object to invoke the method. Object to invoke the methods. Anyhow, invocation of method, everyone this, but they should know the procedure of creating both target and dependent class object. Yes or no? Na? Right. So I want to simplify this burden for the all the client, not for one client, all the clients. Then what should I do, guys? Come on. I have to design one or other factory or not. Yes. Whatever code I am writing in the client, creating target, dependent, then target, all these things I am going to do. All these things I am going to do in one factory. And I will give that factory to both the clients. Now tell me, boss. Now tell me. So clients are worried about how to create target and dependent. Clients are least bothered about how to create target and dependent. Are you listening my statement? Are you listening my statement, guys? I will link all these things to Spring RAM, my dear. Don't relax. Can I give the solution code? Can I give the solution code today or tomorrow? Okay. Today only you want solution code. Sure. Working people, can you spend another 10-15 minutes? Okay, do one thing. You are excited now? Okay, you are excited now? Okay. Anyhow, I am sharing this problem code to you people. You develop the solution code and send it to me. You develop the solution code and send to me. You know my email ID? natrasjavaarena@gmail.com. Something you should also work. And if you do on your own, you will be getting more confidence also. natrasjavaarena@gmail.com. natrasjavaarena@gmail.com. Send the solution code to my email account as a zip file. If not, as a zip file, you send to me. So tomorrow you can correct yourself. Very simple, guys. Take a class having static factory method. Inside that, you keep the logic of creating food object, creating what? Employee or student class object based on the data that is coming. And assign food object to employee or student class object and return that object. Return that object. I have given a hint also, boss. I think the people who are attending evening design pattern, they already know solution. They already know the solution, right? The people who are not attending design pattern, for them new. Don't worry. Today you try on your own. If failure comes also, no problem. Because first time you are seeing this design pattern. If success comes, fine and good. Otherwise, tomorrow you can correct yourself. Okay, boss. Yes, boss. So no, forget about yeah, factory pattern. Yeah, tomorrow you please come by 7 only. 7 only. Today I got bit late. Okay, tomorrow I'll start session by 7 only. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the way I presented factory pattern. Problem you understood, ah? First tell me problem is resist in your brain or not? Ah? That is most important for me. Problem is resisted or not? Ah? You understood the problem or not? Yes. Tomorrow you'll enjoy the solution. Don't worry. Enjoy learning. Don't feel learning is a burden. I will make that one happening. Get up early in the morning. Do it for 21 days sincerely, boss. 22nd day, all automatically you'll be habituated. Number one. Number two, subject also brings you to get up and sit in the classroom. That's the beauty of subject. And you know, the way I present subject also makes things very interesting. Dharmendra Kumar is asking to revise the problem. Nothing is there, Babu. Your client application fellow should know how to create dependent object, should know how to create target object. And he should also know how to use dependent object while creating dependent target object, which is a burden to client application fellow. Understanding? Ashish, this is not at all more code. This is very simple application. Please, you have to show some maturity. If you feel these are the big applications, in future you will get more complex code. Come on, guys. Am I giving long code? Basic examples only I am giving, right? If you feel these are big codes, you should again sit in Core Java one more time. Mr. Ashish, if you feel this is the lengthy code, I think still you are not ready with Core Java knowledge. Please think about joining Core Java one more time. Fine. It's not about processor. It's all about not having basics in the brain. Keep the basics ready in your Core Java. Right, boss? Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Right. Thank you. Please go through it and try to work out the solution. Success, failure, later, God knows. But you have to attempt it. That is my requirement. Thank you. Have a nice time, guys.